Good morning, everyone, from Florence, South Carolina. Yesterday we packed up the van in South Florida and we got on the road. We're heading north again. We stopped at a little park here for the morning. We parked at a Cracker Barrel last night. We learned some van life lessons. Number one, don't park next to a flagpole. Right?
That thing was rattling all throughout the night.
Oh my goodness. We kept hearing this rattling noise. We didn't know what it was, but it was so frustrating. So we did turn up our max air fan to try to drown out the noise, but we could still hear it. So always look, do not park next to a flagpole. The other thing, we were next to a railroad track, and that woke us up, the train in the night. So the other thing, we now have our cabinet doors up, in case you haven't seen that episode already, and my goodness, what a huge difference it makes. But it takes some getting used to. It's funny, after driving just a few months, well, several months now, in the van without the cabinet doors, we're used to just reaching up and grabbing things, and I keep going to use the foot pump and realize I can't put my foot in the bottom of the cabinet door. I have to open the cabinet door first. So it just takes some getting used to. But oh my gosh, it's so nice to have the cabinet doors. So we're trying to get a little exercise in before we get back on the road. We're heading up north, as I said. We're going to make a stop in New Jersey to see some of our family. We're going to see our nephew play football. We've never seen that live in person, so that'll be fun. And then we're going to go see my dad. Unfortunately, he's not been doing too well. He just recently spent some time in the hospital. So we're going to go spend time with him and see if we can help them at their place. Probably be there for a few weeks. And we're going to play it by ear, kind of what we're doing as we go.
Now, I know what a lot of you are probably thinking, and I agree. Bigfoot definitely lives back here. Wait, there he is. See him? Run! Just kidding. Kind of.
Bigfoot, I don't see, but there's lots of big mosquitoes. They're like monster mosquitoes. So maybe we'll cut this hike a little short. I love being in nature and just seeing what nature does. Look at the growths on this old tree. It's nice just to slow down for a second and look around and see all those little neat things in nature. If you've been following along at all on our journey, you know we've been spending a lot of time on Route 95, going between Florida and up north, Pennsylvania and New York, because of all the things that have been going on with our family. We like to try to stop at different places along the way just to kind of change things up and try new places, check out new places. So next, we are going to stop in Fredericksburg, Virginia. We've had a couple people mention stuff to do there. And I guess there's a lot of history. It's a pretty old place. It's where George Washington, our first president, grew up. So we're gonna just probably spend like an hour or two there checking some things out before we get back on the road again. We've arrived at the Fredericksburg and Spotsylvania National Military Park. We're grabbing a quick snack in the van, and then we're gonna go out and hike around a little bit, check it out. We are here. So we're going to check this out. This house was right in the middle of all the battle. Can you imagine? These are bullet holes. Can you imagine that? And your houses are like riddled with bullets. I actually see the bullet holes in there still. These trees have been here since the Civil War and they're so cool. Look at all the gnarly knots and growths on these trees. So there's where George Washington grew up, the Ferry Farm.
And it's right across the street from McDonald's. Lucky guy.
We have arrived in historic Fredericksburg. So we really have no idea what we're doing here, but we just know this is the historic district. Right now we're, I guess, along the water. We're just trying to figure out what there is to see before the sun goes down further and it gets dark. Good morning, guys. So last night we were able to get a quick peek at downtown Fredericksburg just as it was getting dark, and then we got on the road. We were hoping to see a little bit more of the downtown, but maybe we'll do that in the future. So after we left there, we found a place for some Wi-Fi and got some work done, and then we pulled into a Cracker Barrel, our go-to. So we had a quiet night, got some good sleep, and now we're getting ready to get back on the road. We're excited to see our family and to be able to catch our nephew's football game. It's his senior year, so it's a big deal. And then we'll get back on the road again, head further north. When we get up there, we're looking forward to showing some of the upgrades we've been doing in the van as we try to figure things out, get things working a little bit more efficiently, get a better process as we continue to adjust and get used to van life. So we'll catch you later. And once again, we have problems with our Ecoflow Delta. What a bummer. So before getting on the road, we turned on the inverter, we turned on our fridge, everything is working. We just stopped to double check it, and it's not working again. And we've got our little error code. Looks like it's overheating. It's kind of getting frustrating, these problems we're having with the Delta, and we don't know why.
Well, part of the problem is it's got to be the fridge, because it's drawing 400 watts, and that's way too high. It should only be about 70.
So
now it just turned itself off.
Okay, this doesn't make sense. So now it looks like it's working properly again.
But this is how it was when we first turned it on. It ran as it should. It's only drawing about 78 watts, which is what it should be doing. The max rating is 80 watts. So the question is it going to keep running, or is it going to give us the overheat warning again?
So I guess we'll just have to get on the road and check it a little later. We won't be able to tell when we're driving, I don't think. But, this is so frustrating. It'd be nice to be able to figure this out. Well, we were just sitting here figuring out what we're going to do for our directions, if we're going to do tolls or not, and wouldn't you know it, we heard the power unit kick off again, and we've got the error signal again, so I guess it's not going to work for us to charge or run our fridge today while we're driving. It is a major bummer. A football game. It's going to be super fun. We haven't been to a football game in a long time. And it's nice because it's a home game and senior night. So let's go.
returns the opening kickoff to the 24-yard line. Touchdown number 4, Kobe Ray. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the game with your score. Cocos Valley Red Devils, 10.
How you guys doing?
Heck of a game, man.
Yes, sir.
Heck of a game.
Hi, Nigel. Dad, how you doing? Yeah, I don't know if you want to touch me. I bet. How you guys doing? Thank you. Yeah, it's fun, right? Great atmosphere.
This was awesome.
Yeah, it's a great atmosphere.
So glad we made it.
And just like that, 3 days later, we're now in New York, and it's starting to look like fall.